Hello and welcome to the Daily Reflection Wide Open Wednesday version. We are in that phase of the moon here where we just came out of the new moon and we are in the crescent moon. Things are starting to waken. Things are starting to get exciting, starting to have a little bit of motivation to do things. And we will be finishing up next Tuesday, a week from now, in the first quarter moon. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. The new moon we just had was in Sagittarius and Capricorn. So it started became fully new in Sagittarius with a lot of playful energy, a lot of expansion, the desire to learn things for yourself. Not so much to help the world at large, but for yourself, and then kind of to put that into practicality, to utilize it in ways that make sense for your life. So learning and expansion and play, but then translate it into practical events. So that's where we came out of through the weekend. And right now we're in this crescent moon phase starting to awaken, where momentum is starting to build, and it became the crescent moon in Aquarius, which is brilliant ideas, just lots of new thinking and new ways. Only this does not only relate to you, but you in relation to humanity. So you in relation to your family, your neighbors, your community. You might have just a brilliant way of translating what you just were playing with into a bigger collection. And then it's moving into Pisces, which allows you to take those big brilliant ideas and actually dream into them even more. There can be a bit of illusion in there, some grandeur, some fantasy part, but that's okay, because right now you're just dreaming into it, dreaming into the possibilities. And when you do that, there might be stuff that's over the top or, beyond the moon, but you can also sift through that and really come up with the things you want to put into action. Because as it moves out of Pisces and into Aries, you're going to want to start taking those actions, and that's actually where the quarter moon comes into play, where you can start being really the trailblazers. So it all really is very in sync, this moon cycle, as far as the energies of what the moon brings, as well as what's going on in the sign that it's traveling through. And it doesn't always work out that way. So it's kind of a real pure momentum. And also to keep in mind, as we're doing this into that dreaming into it phase, that's happening right at the solstice, the winter solstice, the shortest days, the culmination and the welcoming back of the light. So just things to keep in mind as you're noticing. Your body will start to match into these rhythms, or is already matching into these rhythms. It's not so much that you have to make effort during these phases. I just like to look at them because it helps me notice the patterns and the rhythms and the flows that are occurring. So, all right, let's look at what cards come up for these moon phases. Be with the blessings of the Supreme Being, that whatever happens during this card reading will benefit each of us in our spiritual growth, awareness, I guess that's not the card, and understanding. Amen. And we will be using the Enchanted Map Oracle cards by Colette Baron-Reid, as I do every Wide Open Wednesday. This deck seems to match in with that energy that we look at with the rhythms and the cycles. Quite nicely. Okay, where we were coming out of the new moon this past weekend, we have rock bottom. Interesting. you know, as we were looking at the playful energies that can come into being, if you can't quite touch those, or if you don't allow yourself to play, if you don't allow yourself to have the joy of the moments, then you can become overwhelmed by everything else. This is also speaking to the fact that sometimes our most brilliant moments come when we hit rock bottom and we let go of all of the illusions of everything else that we've been trying to hold on to, all the pieces we've been trying to keep in place to say, this is who I am. When we hit rock bottom and we let go of all that, that's when the most inspiration can come in. So if you're feeling in that moment where you have tried and tried and tried to hold together everything that you used to define yourself with, you know, it's time to let that go. It's time for you to face that you are no longer all of those aspects, and that part of your life is no longer true, but that doesn't mean that it's over. It just means that this is the new starting point. And really be compassionate for yourself here. If you're really struggling with this rock bottom moments, allow yourself the room to have that metamorphosis, to have that change, to have that letting go in a gentle way, without a lot of judgment. And I do see where, you know, grief or sadness, frustration, those things might have come up for you or might still be in play for you, but really just be compassionate for yourself in that you are doing the best you can to grow through all the things that you wanted to achieve as a spirit and wanted to experience in this life, and the life path that you go down and your free will choices sometimes put you in places that are uncomfortable so that you can expand and grow. So otherwise you just stay complacent and apathetic. So if you're finding that you're hitting those hard places, allow yourself the compassion and the self space, and even congratulations for finding the keys that allow you or force you to make changes. So, all right, so we move into this waxing crescent moon light coming forth. Boy, for some of you, this is just really, you feel like things are truly coming apart. But again, it's just that those moments of letting go of what you were trying to hold together that maybe had already come apart, and you were busily trying to hold all the pieces together. And this is just really fully allowing it to come apart and allow the newness to be there. I keep seeing the images of transformation and butterflies, so things may feel like they aren't very steady for you right now, but that doesn't mean that they're not. Let's see what we're moving into and see if this comes more together for me. We're moving into movement. Which, as I said, you know, come around Saturday coming up, the moon switches to Aries, and there's that motivation to move through things. And so during the solstice and the dreaming into it, I guess the other side of that is sometimes to have a new dream, you have to let the old ones go. So really, I just see where there's some patterns and some things that you've been trying to hold together and trying to keep your life focused around, that your body has changed, life circumstances have changed, and they're just not true. They don't work for you. And the more you try to hold on to them, the worse you feel, because you notice that they're not. So it's really the time, that Aquarius energy, the brilliant ideas, and to allow yourself to have the concept of things can change and be beautiful. Things can change and take you to where you want to go. So allow those new ideas to come in and soothe that part that feels like everything is falling apart. Allow yourself to have the new ideas and allow yourself to dream into them a little bit. If I let go of all this stuff that isn't working, if I actually set it down and leave it there, never to pick it up again, where can I be now? And what can I move into? And I think you're going to find that even though you might feel like every moment's of falling apart, that really you're going to find your true inspiration and some really great pieces of excitement that make you want to move and carry on and go forward. So allow yourself to have both of those. Allow yourself the space to experience the full range of emotions and to not bury anything that's going on, but also not to wallow. It's one thing to allow yourself the experience of the emotion. It's another to wallow in it and hold on to it like it's some sort of security blanket, when it's just really the feeling of the moment. And as they keep showing me, it's that needing to push out of the cocoon, the need to say, hey, I'm no longer a caterpillar. I can't crawl on my belly and eat leaves. I've got to figure out how to fly and drink nectar. So allow yourself those growth moments and use the energy of the solstice. Again, as the moon's going through these things, the sun is also going into its quietest moment, but it's going into it in Capricorn. It's moving into it in Capricorn, and that combination of dreams and practicality look like it's really going to work for an expansion. So give yourself the space for all of that. And just, for some people this is going to be really intense. And for other people you're going to be like, I don't even notice what she's talking about. So allow yourself to notice your new ideas, allow yourself to feel whatever emotions you're feeling, and allow yourself to have the space for expansion and creation and dreaming things into reality. And then taking the action, moving forward, letting go of what was. We're also coming to the end of the year, so letting go of all the angst, all of the turmoil, all of the things that were beautiful and frustrating about 2017, and allow yourself the possibility that it can move forward into a beautiful space. So that's it. That's the Wide Open Wednesday. And it looks like it's asking us to be wide open to changes, wide open to the new energies that are coming in and the letting go. Take care. Be blessed. We'll see you tomorrow for our Thursday reading. Oh, hey, it's me again. This is a PS. I was just, after finishing that, just looked down at the cards and noticed that this is a 10, which is the one vibration. 46 is also a 10, or one vibration. And 28 is also a 10, or one vibration. So we have a 111, which are all new beginnings, new energies, momentum, taking it out there. So allow yourself to have that momentum. Even when it feels like things are stopped and falling apart, they're not. It's just rebirth. It's just moving forward. So allow yourself to have it. I keep saying that. Allow yourself to have it. Allow yourself to have it. Allow yourself to have it. That seems to be the predominant message throughout everything we did. So thanks for letting me point that out to you. And